I need approval of the agenda as presented.
So moved, other than I want to remove number 3. Yeah, that plat's not anywhere near ready.
Okay.
Did you look at it? Yeah, it's totally, yeah.
I think I understand it, but I don't.
Yeah, it's not ready to be approved.
So approval, we have a motion to approve the agenda by removing and also removing the item number 3, the plat for Ronald Gross.
I will say.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We need approval of December 16th, 2024 minutes.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, first item on the agenda is the Carroll County Fair fiscal year 26 funding request. And we're gonna go ahead this year since we have some new members. We'll have you introduce yourself, and I know you're familiar with some of us, and we'll introduce ourselves as well.
Good morning. I'm Brian.
That microphone, push that button and hold it on.
There you go.
There you go.
Good morning, I'm Brian Sander, president of the Carroll County Fair. Today, this morning, Jim Moore is here with us. He is our current treasurer, and he was our past president. Britt Sander, she's our secretary. Kami Eulenkamp is here. She is the ISU Extension County Youth Coordinator. And she has Pacey with him too, or with her too. This year we are not, we are asking just to maintain our funding. We're not asking for an increase on it this year. We had a decent year this year, in our business. Weather plays a big part in how things go for the year. And we ran into a little warm weather this year. But our attendance was still pretty good. I'm happy to say that we are debt free after this year. We have paid off our loan. That's a good feeling this year. Unfortunately, I'm sure as you guys know too, insurance is becoming a big deal. 12 years ago when I got on the board, our insurance was about $10,000 a year. This year is between 26 and 27,000. And with our deductible, we went from $1,000 deductible on wind and hail events to a 10,000 minimum deductible. That's just the way it is. But so our expenses are going up. But we had, like I said, it's this year we're just asking to maintain our funding.
And gate admission went up this year too.
Yes, we did. We raised the gate admission up on for adults on Friday and Saturday this year. And there's some of that is because we anticipated the raise in the insurance, and it had been started going up already. This year we are, we're doing a few things different this year. As I know, like this year for the coming year, our Friday night entertainment, we're instead of paying a promoter for it, we are keeping it in-house, and just keep that money with us. So we're cutting some expenses there, but as we go, volunteers are harder and harder to get. So sometimes, sometimes we're gonna have to replace some of those volunteers with either technology, or you're gonna have to hire somebody, and neither of them are really cheap.
Looks like figure 8 races are a big win between the beer sales and the gate admission.
Yes, and
This looks like your biggest revenue fundraiser.
yes, it is. And actually this year, this is just last week, how the I think it was the trackside report. I said, they voted us the best fair rate promoter and best fair rate track for the area.
Wow.
You know, and
Did see that.
I know last year they were asked to help out the state fair for their figure eight races, and they couldn't believe that we put it all in all with volunteers. We have a great group. You know, that's something Jim started the figure eight races a lot of years ago, and it's been a godsend, you know. You know, this year, you know, the fair is all about the kids. I mean, we talk about the figure eight races, and we put figure eight races on so we can have a fair. You know, we the kids is where we want it. We try to get people to the fair so they can see what these kids do. We have amazing kids in this county. They do great things. And anybody that says they're worried about kids, they need to get out and work with these. They really are. They're a great group. You know, this year we had, you know, our total number of fair exhibitors was 223. We had 126 static exhibitors. You know, breaking it down, 64 beef exhibitors, 24 dog, 28 goat, 29 poultry, 19 rabbit, 23 sheep, 22 swine. Had 35 Clover kids show fair, out of 73. So we were getting a good showing from the Clover kids, and they're limited on what they can do, you know, for the fair. You know, we had 27 FFA exhibitors and 149 4-H exhibitors. 23 of the static exhibits went on to the state fair, and we had 17 livestock exhibitors at the state fair from Carroll County. You know, like I said, our kids, you know, just off the top of my head, you know, thinking of the kids that have come through the fair, just over the last, 10, 12 years, you know, I can think of 2 or 3 that are engineers with equipment companies. You know, so these kids, you know, they leave Carroll County and they're our ambassadors out to the rest of the world. You know, they're worth an investment. You know, I gave you a handout here. First page, just our financial statement it was printed in the paper. Second page is the economic impact study for county fairs across the state of Iowa. You know, over the last 3 years, you can see, county aid has been trending upwards across the state. The last page was the county funding from the individual counties. I highlighted the surrounding counties. It's good information, I think, to see where we're at. And like I said, it's an investment in our kids. They learn a lot of good life lessons out while they're at the fair, while they're raising the projects. It's, they pick up a lot of skills. Our bucket of junk project this year that's really taken off. This is the second year. I mean, they're learning welding skills, or and that and things like that. It amazes me the bucket calves. How many bucket calves? I mean, with beef prices the way they are, how many bucket calves we still get. It's a great project for especially for the younger kids. I know my kids, that's one of the best investments I ever made for my kids, was buying them a bucket calf. And it's great to see these kids, and that we get them down there so like I said, it's their chance to show off a little bit, so they can show, so everybody else can see what they're capable of.
I know you had higher attendance in the 4-H program last year. Do you project that this year as well, that trend to keep going, that having more kids involved?
It has been trending very, very well. Cammy we have Cammy is new this year. Cammy does a great job, you know. I look for just keep increasing.
Perfect.
You had to do a nice job down there. I took my grandkids this summer down the first night I've been there. They really enjoyed it. And I'm impressed how your buildings are always nice and they kept up very well. You do.
So thank you. It's funny, the last year I showed as a 4-H'er was actually the first year Jim was on the fair board. And it's amazing how far we came since then. When I was done showing, boy, there wasn't much going on down there. It really is amazing. And I says, and that is one of the reasons when I got on the board, like I said, about 12 years ago, is we need somebody, we need people to continue it. We need, it's a good program. It really is.
One of the other things I think you guys do is you utilize those buildings all year round by renting them out for storage, right?
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good income generator, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're at 75. That's what we've got with both the campers tucked away in the buildings. So it's a great way to help out, cover expenses.
Yep.
Like Brian said, it's enough, the number of volunteers that it takes. I know. Like counted up one time just trying to evaluate per race that we put on. And we average usually between 50 and 60 volunteers that come to put that on, to help generate the money for us. Which is phenomenal, in a community. But that's why we usually don't have any trouble finding, like Brian said, finding volunteers, because everybody likes to be a part of something that's being positive and going. I know we've done probably a little better than $2 million worth of improvements on the fairgrounds. And we feel pretty darn proud that this year we were able to make that final payment and have it going. That to help out with, as Brian said, keeping up with insurance that's going up on us. I know a lot of this past weekend we had our state meetings, and every fair there was one of the major topics talked about is how they're going to hold their fairs together with the insurance premiums that they're going to have to be paying. Because we're down to about only 3 riders that'll ride for fairgrounds.
Basically, same boat we all were in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's scary that we're at that point.
Does anybody else have any more questions?
No, I was there a couple times this year. I thought it was done very well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for all you do and for the community as well.
Thanks to you young people being involved too.
Microphone on.
Yep.
All right. Good morning. My name is Pacey Bogue, and I thought, you know what? I'll give you a quick little spiel of what the county fair has done for a 4-H like myself. I've been part of 4-H for between actual 4-H and Clover Kids for over 10 years. But my story started here in the county fair. So at the county fair, I do static projects. So I've been able to make a whole bunch of different range of things. So not only through the county fair do I get to learn a specific skill, like I've learned basic electricity. I've learned how to sew. All these skills that are common knowledge that you need to know for life. But on top of that, I also get to learn how to do leadership, how to communicate, how to problem solve. With these projects, I have to keep records of them, and then I get judged. With the judge, they give constructive feedback on the projects I've done, on the skills I'm learning. But on top of that, I also have to practice my communication skills, not only to keep records of this and stay organized, but I also have to be able to communicate with this. Through 4-H, then, you can apply for all these awards for these projects. And with that again contributes to your communication skills, because you have to give presentations on that project you did for that skill you learned. Through all these various skills you've learned, I can contribute this to multiple places in life. Through 4-H, I've obviously been working on the county level for many years, but over the last 2 years, I've been having the opportunity to go on the state level. bring these skills I've learned from the county fair, from county 4-H, and bring it to the state level for the state 4-H council. Through there, every year we have the state conference, and this last year we had over 300 delegates, 4-Hers from all around Iowa come for this 3-day event. It took a year's worth of planning. We'd go out retreats every other month to plan this event. But from these skills I learned from the county fair, I've been able to contribute that to work with a group, to work with to be a leadership, and then be able to run this program for 3 days straight. It's really fun. A few weeks ago, I even had the opportunity to go on the national level. There's something called National 4-H Congress, where 4-Hers from all around the country get to go. And once again, I can bring those skills, but now I can do it on the national level. Through all these experiences, I have met some amazing people. I've done a lot of networking, and once again, all these things contribute to continue building skills. Back on the county level, I also get to participate in the county fair in a very unique way. I am on the county council, so as the delegates from all around county, Carroll County, that get to go on this council. And through that, I get to volunteer at this county fair. So not only do I get to show the projects, but at the county fair, I'm able to help with judging. I'm able to help run events. Able to help run fundraisers. And that's just a unique way to look at the fair. But it's just crazy because I've done all these things in my life, and I've been able to learn all these different skills that I can contribute to my school, to my extracurricular activities, to my jobs. And it all, just funny, started at this county level, at county care in county 4-H.
Young sir, how old are you?
I am 18 years old and I'm a senior at Carroll High School.
You have a bright future.
I try my best.
It's a great testimonial.
I'm to be honest, speech was my favorite growing up, but you just nailed that. Good job.
Right, thank you. Anyone else have any
And
questions?
thank you for all your passion and your
Yes.
commitment to Carroll County, and congratulations on making it on a national
I
level.
also have to give thanks to people like these because without them, I'm not able to do that. These guys were able to set my future bright. They're able to get me on the right path. And then look at all the amazing things I'm able to do, not just now, but for my future.
Well, best of luck and thank you.
Thank you very much. I like we need to give her a round of applause.
Thank you guys very much. Obviously, we'll be going into our budget planning session here within the next month or so, and then we'll let you guys know when the board decides what funding request we do.
All right.
But thank you for all you do for Carroll County and for the youth as well.
Thank you.
All right, the next item on the agenda, I just want to call this meeting over. That was great. The next item was to approve payables in the amount of $197,374.58. Does anybody have any questions or concerns on any of the payables? And we do have them down here today, so if we want to take a look at any certain ones, we can.
I had some questions and Emily was able to answer them.
I think going forward, we'll take a look at credit card usage during budget season. We either will rein in credit card usage and they have to get pre-approval prior to some expenditures, or they need to hand in a detailed report of anything that's used on a credit card, or we take them away.
Itemized receipts.
I think they should be itemized receipts.
Yes.
That was probably my biggest question this last month. There was 2 departments that I was questioning some of the receipts, but again, we can have those conversations during the budget season to, if you want your credit card approved, which I'm fine with not approving things, that you need to do an itemized receipt.
More detail, the better.
And the 2 questions that I had has been answered, so I don't know if anybody wants to bring light to any of the other ones.
I'll make a motion to approve payables for $197,374.58.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're going to be skipping item number 3 for the one plat we had. Item number 4 is to approve Region 12 Code of Ordinances contract. I know we already verbally approved to move ahead with this, but now we'll be signing the contract so that Region 12 can go ahead and look through our county ordinances. So I need approval from the whole board to be able to sign that.
I'll make a motion. $3,000 well spent.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The The next item on the agenda is a manure management annual update. We have two of them. Woodford 753, section 24, Wheatland Township, changed crop rotation or optimum yields. And then Bill Smith, section 4, Sheraton Township, did a 4-year plan. And we are to committee reports.
I'll go. Last week, Monday, we received the ambulance union. The official union letter. And Courtney has it, and I did also send it to Renee about when to start negotiations. And I also contacted Sherry Miller about all the couple expired judicial appointments that the county has no say of, but they're on our webpage. I think she's working on that. I think a couple of them maybe she sent you, Courtney. Tuesday, Gene and I had a CCGP meeting at noon, and had more conversations about Drain 77 and perhaps an interested contractor still trying to work on the scope of that work. Friday, I went out to roads and looked at their claims and had budget discussions with Zach. And also Friday, I looked at courthouse claims. Yesterday, we just go back and forth with the county attorney. I think all of us might have on the 28E with the city of Carroll on the 2-mile. I also, yesterday exchanged some emails with Sarah on that plat that we did not approve. Got a better understanding of that. This week I have radio and newspaper today.
I can go next. Last week after Monday's meeting, I had signed documents out of new opportunities. And also on Tuesday, like Scott said, we had a CCGP board meeting. That they had that and went through a lot of things they covered was it's the year end and they were doing as far as reappointment of people to be on that board and trying to get nomination for new board members on that. And then we did discussions amongst what county updates on other locations. Thursday, I did attend a Zoom meeting on the Iowa HHS new behavioral system. They basically introduced the outfit that was going to take care of it, the Iowa Primary Care Association, which is basically a community health centers organization. They talked about their future and what they think they're going to do, and they talk about working closely with locals and staff in each region. They will have district advisory councils, and that was about the extent of that. A lot of say what they're going to do, but we'll see what happens. Friday was the Yes Center board meeting. I was not able to attend because I had to attend a funeral, but they did at their meeting Friday. They did approve the audit for the year. There was no findings in their audit. The only thing that was in there again was lack of segregation. When you got a small staff, you have that written up all the time. They had 9 in there on Friday, and they were on the monthly, or the average for the month was 11 per day. This week, the only thing I've got is after this meeting, I have to do some more signs, some more documents out of new opportunities.
Go ahead.
Go next. Got nothing going on, so it's easy. So I have nothing going on for the week, so.
Last week I had newspaper and radio. I barely got the radio in on time. Thank you, Mr. Combs. Reminded me at the last minute.
Abby emailed me and thought it was me, and I gave her your contact.
Yeah. We got her in. I did get an email from the East and West on this and Bottom. So just a reminder to please let me know of any watershed projects in your county. Maybe interested in, but still need funding for, so I can be on the lookout for possible funding opportunities for those projects. Last time I knew that I'm pretty sure they were out of money, which is weird that they did this because they called the last meeting and we didn't go because of that. So I could be wrong about that, but that was the last email I got from them. Okay, that's it. I have nothing on that.
While you're on that topic, are you on the Raccoon watershed too?
Yep, north.
Did you see they've got a bunch of money they're asking, doing some projects?
Uh-uh.
I seen something, some email or something.
No, I did not. I have nothing else for this week though.
Last week I was working on emails for the 2 mile discussion that we will be having here. Obviously, we're kind of on hold till the zoning commission meets. They are meeting Wednesday, January 22nd. I did reply back to Sarah and I will not be able to be there because I'll be out of town. But
Yeah.
I'm going to guess it's here in the Board of Supervisor room. That's normally where she holds her meetings. So if we can have 2 supervisors,
I'll be here.
okay.
I can go too, the matter.
We just gotta be careful. There's no quorum, no decision made, but just to
You can tell them
listen.
that, we can all, it's a
Yeah.
public meeting.
But
we
you
can be
just-
there, we
you can't
discuss
discuss.
it amongst ourselves.
And then I've been working with Jeff Cullen on our courthouse emergency plan. We're gonna have a meeting here in just a little bit. He drafted up a proposal and I went through that this week, kind of highlighted some areas that need to change. We're getting some quotes on some things. And that is all I have for this week, except for saying Merry Christmas and everybody enjoy their week. Courtney, what do we have? I do want to remind the public, we were not meeting Monday of next week. We will meet Thursday, the 2nd, so that we can do all the appointments as well.
So I have on Tuesday, Soil and Water will be here for a funding request. And the Animal Rescue League will be here for a funding request
On Tuesday or Thursday.
on Thursday.
Thursday. And then we'll,
Okay.
then we'll have all the appointments as well.
Are you getting a lot of letters
I
back from
didn't
those
tell her
people?
about.
Yes,
Put Arcadia, on there again too. On their trail.
on the 2nd.
Yeah,
For a funding request?
well, they're one of, that's an update. They're phase 2. So that tells you anything.
And then I'm not sure, Region 12, Chris Whitaker might be reaching out to you in reference to the Merchants Park about getting the check for that.
Oh,
I told him to reach out to you. I said, Courtney can figure out if you need to be on the board or on the agenda or if it just goes into our payables.
pretty sure that you guys already approved the funding, so he can just submit an email requesting it and it'll
Okay.
be in payable.
That's what I told him. I told him to connect with you, but
Okay.
is there any comments from those in attendance?
Year-end motion, last one, I'll make it.
I'll second it with also Merry Christmas to everyone.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. We're